Let's go on now to something perhaps not as lovely, and that was the England performance against USA. So Friday night, I was at a fan zone in Manchester. The atmosphere before the game was insane. The atmosphere after the game was not so. You could feel everybody just dropping as the game went on, Sam. What did you make overall of the performance?
Lacklustre, for the reasons on, because I sit on my own with a beer or two and at home and watch, and I can.
Is that the drawing room, the boardroom,
you know what I mean?
the snooker room,
it should be
the pool room,
wherever it might be.
Yeah.
It could be the bar, so I can rewind it. Yeah, or I can just watch the replays and have a look, like you mean. And I'm going half time. And this is me as a manager, and listen, I don't like criticising managers. I have been a manager, and nobody likes criticism. But I said you've got to make some substitutions. It's lacklustre. They look a little fatigued. They're not at it like they would again. And we can talk about the opposition, as much as you want, but the opposition are inferior to the talent of England. So we are not doing what we did against Iran. We're not shutting down. The first thing is earn the right to play. And earning the right to play is closing down the opposition so they can't play and winning the ball back wherever you decide to win it and then take it from there. And that wasn't happening. And in the end, he made a substitution to save the game by putting Henderson on to shore it up, rather than making a substitution to go and win the game. Now, I admire him for that, because we could have actually lost it and he made it and we got a 0-0. And he thought, well, we're not going to win this one, so I'm going to make sure we don't lose it. But before then, he was crying out for the talent that we have for a change. We've got 5 subs, 3 changes. And then you're going to get criticised whether you do or you don't on the performance of the first half. So if you turn it around then you become the hero again, because you've been if you don't, and it's the timing of the subs. For me, I would love him to be brave enough for his staff to say, make the substitutions when you see it going bad sooner than. He seems to wait until the opposition score a goal before he makes them, or we've gone on too long defending. So look what the opposition's doing and adjust accordingly to put yourself back in the game or make you so more attacking force. And I didn't see that on the American game, and I'd love to have seen it at half time. And I think if you'd have done that, there's that many players bursting with that much talent to get out in the field that would show the strength and depth that we got.
But when
are we going to see it?
So, except Henderson, because you look how dominant Man City are in the Premier League, yet only 1 Man City player started, 2 Man United players in that game. Oh, I'm just saying that.
Really?
Just saying what Tom Stones and Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. I'm just saying. But obviously the big debate was Foden. So as a manager then, you look at it, if you reverse the games, they drew against USA and then beat around 6-2. It's such a high and positivity from everybody in England. Yeah, and you listen to the players. Well, what comes with England is you win 6-2, we're going to win it. When I say we, I'm talking about in English, but I'm Welsh. But then you draw 0-0, and I do a phoning, and it was so positive after Iran. Then after USA, oh, that's it. The manager's a joke, So it's a 0-0, it's 4 points. You look at Argentina losing against Saudi Arabia. You look at Belgium, the predicament they're in. You look at
I get that.
Look at Germany.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Gareth Southgate has looked at his situation. He's brought on Grealish, £100 million, by the way, and he's brought on Rashford, who's in fine form. The big clamour was for Phil Foden. So other than bringing on, I know you said about the 5 subs, but again, it's 4 points from 2 games. They're in a fantastic position. Listen, Wales aren't going to beat them 4 or 5-0. The only way it could happen is if Wales beat them, which I can't see it, and the other game ends in a draw, both go through. But right now, if you reverse the games, it's 4 points from 2 games on the back of a 6-2 win. Everybody's like, we're going to win it. But because the USA performance has followed the Iran one, it's now, oh, we're not good enough to win it, but they are good enough to win it because there's no outstanding team in the tournament. So what would you have done differently?
But it's easy to put subs on when you're 4 up. And then go and make some good substitutions like the punters said.
Yeah, what would you have done then?
Now, I'm speaking as a manager. I'm seeing the manager, right? You mean, that's insignificant. What your job is to turn the team around.
Got 4 points in 2 games.
No, not the 4 points. When you see it's playing bad.
It's 0-0.
So but it's not good enough.
Why?
Because not with that squad.
Saudi Arabia just beat Argentina.
But not with that squad.
Well, they got Messi. They got Martinez.
Yeah, but we're better than them.
They would have beaten in 36 games.
Our squad in strength and depth is better than theirs. Right? The only time we've got beat is in the National League, which is crap.
We lost Hungary 4-0 going into it.
So that's no good.
So going into the tournament.
But it's only the National League. It's not what you're looking
for. It doesn't matter.
For.
You're going into the tournament.
Listen. You have to protect your players coming into a World Cup. Why do you want to? I wouldn't have even played them in the National League. I wouldn't have played any of them players in the National League, knowing what they've got to do in the Premier League.
They need to play.
And they're playing in the Champions League and playing for their own club.
Listen, when you were England manager, if you'd have had a chance to play those players, you would have played them.
No, I wouldn't have played them in the National League. No, but I'd have took the stick. I'd get the stick all the time. I'm not bothered about it. Yeah, I'm not bothered about what the public think. I'm not.
But you would have played them for you.
No, but I'd have played.
You're telling me.
Not in the National League. No.
In the Nations League, you would have.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
I wouldn't.
So you've got them together.
I'd have got them all the youngers together and said,
no, you wouldn't have.
I would.
You wouldn't have.
I would.
You wouldn't have.
I would.
Wouldn't have.
You
would not. Sam Allardyce would not.
Two things.
You wouldn't have.
2 things. The clubs would have been grateful. The players would have been grateful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're too frightened to say they're shattered, knackered. Now they proved that their physical output caused the lacklustre performance.
So
you could see their physical output was nowhere near the level of Iran.
You were England manager, so you had that build up to the World Cup. So Sam Allardyce, England manager, right? You've got the Nations League games coming up. So you thinking, right? Do you know what? Gareth Southgate plays strong teams. Didn't win a competitive game going up to the World Cup for a year, but he didn't get criticised as much as he would have by playing his strongest team. So you would have played all the younger ones, not your first 11, and you'd have got beaten those games.
The only ones that would have played for me would be the ones that hadn't played much for the clubs, like Harry Maguire and people like that, which is a disgrace. He's not playing for Man United, in my opinion. But there you go. It's only my opinion. But this whole emphasis around the load, they're playing 60, 70 games a year the way they're going. You can't continue with that load and perform your very best.
They're not playing that many games. 30 in the Premier League. 30 in the Premier League. So, okay. So
Kevin De Bruyne played 70.
Right, well.
So.
Yeah, but they played in every competition.
Son, 65 games.
England players on about.
No, they get that many, don't they? How does he play? He plays for Tottenham. He plays for Tottenham. How does he play?
Yeah, but England players, okay, then how many games last year, for instance, did James Ward-Prowse play?
Yeah, but he's not an England starter, though, is he?
I'm just saying the squad play. Okay, who's in the squad? Callum Wilson, how many did he play?
Well,
Newcastle went in Europe.
I
went out cups early. How many he played?
There's 5 City players in the squad. Then if you look at all the other English players,
well, they only start one.
Was Saka.
John Stones only one who gets in the England team.
Would if Kyle Walker was fit?
But he's not.
If he was, would he be playing?
But 60 games a year. Is
Robbie, listen to this. You get 2 weeks off, right? Okay, James Milner. Yeah, I'm retiring from international football. Sat in his house. Love James Milner. Had him at Newcastle when I was there.
Great pro.
Said, Sam, I'm retiring from international football. He said, I've only had 2 weeks off for the last 12 years. Every year.
But he still does it.
Oh, yeah, because he wanted to do it, But there comes a time, James Milner's body can take it. Not everybody's body can.
So now they say about Harry Kane then, rest Harry Kane. That's what the rules are. Rest Harry Kane.
Well, if you've got a squad... My opinion is this: if you've got a squad where the individuals are equally as good as each other, and Callum Wilson at the moment playing out of his skin at Newcastle scoring goals, then you can play him. Phil Foden, arguably, who's better than him? Who's playing now? Sterling?
No.
Chelsea? No. Rashford?
Rashford's playing well.
Not as good as him.
No, he's playing well.
He scored that trick the other day and laid 3 on for Haaland and still didn't win the match. Man City. What game was that?
The derby.
A derby. And he's still not playing for England. Like, I mean, what more can he do if to start?
Where would you play him? On the right?
I'd play him on the right or on the left coming in off his offside. You can play him in centre midfield if you want, in a 3. You know what I mean? I
So
think,
would you play Harry Kane against Wales?
No, I'd play Callum Wilson. I'd bring.
So if you get beat 4-0,
well, I'll take the stick. Don't I? It's
But
my job.
So you don't play
I'm not
the
bothered
England
about the
captain.
stick.
You don't play
I'm
the
not
England
bo-
one.
I'm
Hang
bothered
on.
about the
Right,
stick.
we'll move on to the.
Listen.
You're not the England
Is he
captain.
frightened
We'll
of
get on
leaving
to the
Harry
Wales
out?
team.
Well, if you get
Is
beat...
he the manager frightened of leaving
So
him
let me
out?
ask you a question.
Is Gareth frightened of leaving Harry out?
I'm not.
'cause
I
he's a
don't know. I'm
captain?
not Gareth
Go on.
Southgate. I'm
Go
not.
on.
But I'm asking you. I'm asking you as a manager. So you go to your last group game. You got to win to basically top the group, yeah, or draw, yeah. Because if there's a result in the game, they'll top the group, right? So you're England manager. You don't play your England captain because he's a bit tired, yeah. You don't top the group, and then you go out the next round. You're not going to be England manager anymore.
Well, that's fine. That's my choice, isn't it? That's what your job is. Your job is to know.
Why would you put yourself in the situation?
Because that's the job to. Because if I do that, I'm going to go on and win it.
Because Sam playing to win.
That's
he's
what
not
I think.
playing to
I
keep
think
his
when I'm
job.
going to do that, we're going to beat Wales comfortably, and I'm going to go on and win it because I've got the squad to win it, and I have to pay the players in the squad to get there. I can't keep playing the same 11 all the way through.
That's why you're the manager.
You can be brave, and you have to be brave on the touchline as well as be brave with the players. And if you have to disappoint them, they should come back fighting and saying, "I'll show you, you big galoot, leaving me out. Don't you dare do that again." And I'd have a quiet word with whoever I'm doing it, and I wouldn't just, it would be a quiet word. They'd be disappointed. They'd be, slamming doors or throwing boots at the wind. Who knows?
So if I had to play for Bolton, you left me out. I went, "Hey, you big galoot. Why am I not playing?" What would you say to
I'd
me?
say, "Come on Monday and see me," because you'll be a lot calmer on Monday than you would be on Friday.
But when you
teach
speak like
somebody
this,
bad
though,
habits.
why are you done? Are you not going in again?
Well, I'll go in again if somebody's.
Yeah.
If somebody's.
But you still
wants
got
to-
to consider
wants
the
some
passion.
Help. Somebody wants some help. Somebody needs to get out of trouble. I'm only the troubleshooter now. I'm only going to sort out the crap that's gone on before.
Yeah, but why that though? Because why?
Because
why?
it's too
Because
long. I'm
you're-
68 too. I don't want to go 5-6 years building a football club again. I want to go and save one if they need saving.
Right.
I mean, people,
Your name always comes up.
Yeah, I know that, but not always in the right areas, if you like. It comes up publicly, and I get some great memes, like emergency glass classing with my face behind it and all that.
Harry in the car window.
I can't remember
Outside
how many
number
times
10.
I've been outside number 10. Like, I mean,
So you would definitely you'd go back in.
I'd
right
go
thing.
back in. Yeah, of course you would. If the right thing, if the owners or directors, like it didn't happen at West Brom, weren't quite good enough. Improved the side, but not enough.
Yeah.
But the lads I work with, not just the team or the staff, but the director of football and the lad who's looking after the owner's finances, with Sammy and all, we got on great.
Yeah.
We tried all together. To get. Now that doesn't always happen.
No.
Because up above.
If you went into a club at Man City now, could you do it
Oh, I've always
and
felt
play
I-
that way
I could play that way all day long. What?
with the players?
It's a wonderful way of playing, isn't it? You study Man City and you say, what do you change? I don't really change anything. What I have to change is convince them, which is a lot of convincing, that I can carry on the success of Manchester City because they're seeing, big Sam Allardyce come in rather than Pep Guardiola, best coach in the world tag. That's my problem is convincing them that I can do that.
So Pep loses his job at Man City, Sam comes in.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
But I was going to be Manchester City manager after Stuart Pearce until they sold the club.
Where?
Really?
Where?
All done and dusted. Yeah. John Wardle, Dave Makin, nailed on your manager next year.
And then we went
Wow.
They
to
sold
Shinawatra.
it to Shinawatra, and they came, very sorry, Sam, they're going to put Sven in.
Sven, yeah.
You had it.
And he only had a year, Sven, a year and a half at City.
Wow.
All done and dusted, yeah.
So Pep
If-
goes, Big Sam comes in. What are you saying?
If Pep goes,
Highly
Yeah,
unlikely.
yeah.
if Pep goes, it
Go on, what are you
means
saying?
that- Yeah, I'm saying
no,
if
like-
Pep goes, it's because something really drastic
Just
and bad
Andy,
has
yeah,
happened,
he's great,
and
he's
we're,
great.
we're flying down the league. Then you bring Sam in,
Well,
and he's going to save you.
they won't be flying down the league for any stretch of the imagination.